In this tutorial, I'll be sharing with you the various ways that you can publish content from an Engage interaction. Now, whether you want to post your material online or simply send your client a Word document to get some feedback, Articulate Engage has you covered. So let's head on over to the Articulate Engage interface and get you started. To access the publishing area of Articulate Engage, simply click on the Publish icon here in the Publish area of the Media Panel tab. And when you do so, you'll notice that you have 6 options: Articulate Presenter, the Web, Articulate Online, LMS, CD, and Word. Let's take a look at each of these in turn, and we will begin with Articulate Presenter. Now, Engage integrates beautifully with Articulate Presenter. So if you're working on an Articulate Presenter presentation and you'd like an Engage interaction within it, you can either insert it from Presenter, or if you're here working in Engage, you can publish out to Presenter. To do so, simply have your presentation open. As you can see, I have one here, and you choose whether to insert it as a slide or as a tab in the player, and then publish. You'll get a notification that it has successfully published. So I'm going to close that and open up PowerPoint. And now over here in PowerPoint, you'll see that it has been inserted into my presentation. Perfect. And it's just that easy to insert a presentation, an Engage presentation, into Articulate Presenter. Your second option for publishing is going to be the web. Now, Engage's standard output is going to be Flash-based, so it's going to play great on a PC or a laptop and in most common browsers. However, you may decide that you wish to include HTML5 output. This is for the emerging HTML5 standard. It'll still play great on most modern browsers and on mobile devices. Or you can target the Articulate mobile player on the iPad. Okay, so if you want a rich, beautiful experience for your Engage interaction on the iPad, you could target the mobile player. So what happens though is you select these, what's going to happen is Articulate Engage is going to export all of the Flash content, the HTML5 content, and the mobile player content, whatever you choose to serve up here. And what you can do is simply load your content to the web and then choose to use this launcher file. So target the launcher file, and what will happen is Engage is really smart. The output is going to identify the type of browser that the user is on, and it'll serve up the appropriate format. So HTML5, Flash, or iOS. Option number 3 is Articulate Online. If you have an Articulate Online account, once again, all you have to do is give it a title, select whether you want to support HTML5, an Articulate mobile player, and then enter your account credentials, select Publish, and your presentation will be loaded to your Articulate Online account where you can manage the content from that web interface. Option number 4 is LMS, or Learning Management System. Now, there are all various types of learning management systems out there, open source such as Moodle, for pay such as Blackboard, and they're all a little bit different, so you're going to want to do some testing to make sure that the selections here that you make are going to work. Here's some general rules of thumb, or a general process for what you typically do. So you would give your presentation a title, and you would publish it locally. You'd choose HTML5 output, and again, this is something you'd want to test, how that works on your particular learning management system, whether you want to go to the mobile player for iPad or not, and then your reporting and tracking. So most LMSs are going to track via SCORM or AICC or Tin Can. So you'd want to do is select your reporting and tracking options here and how it's going to be reported to your LMS. And again, this is where all LMSs are a little bit different. You're going to want to work with your LMS administrator to see what is the best format here for output. But once you do publish this out, which we will go ahead and do right here, typically what you are going to do is take the published output, and you'll see that there's a lot of it. You see some LMS information, some manifest information. You're going to take all of this. You are going to zip it, okay? So you're going to send it to a compressed zip folder, and this zip file then is what you will load to your LMS. That's the typical process. Again, all LMSs are a little bit different, so you'll want to chat with your LMS administrator to see what the best process is. So that is option number 4, LMS. Now, option number 5 is to publish to a CD. Very straightforward. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to give your presentation a title, and you're going to publish it out. Once you have it published out, you will see a list of files in the output folder. What you'll want to do is you will want to burn these files into the root directory of the CD. So don't burn this folder to the CD. You'll want these files for best performance to be in that root directory, because what's going to happen is that once the CD is placed into a computer or a laptop, this auto run file here is going to be read by the computer, and it's going to say, hey, open up this executable file, this launch interaction, and this is going to then launch the presentation. So what you'll want to do is make sure, once again, that your presentation here, these files are burned into the root directory of the CD. So that's publishing to CD. Now, last up, we have publishing to Microsoft Word. When you publish out to Word, it is going to give you every step here published out individually, and I'm going to shrink this down so you can see. So every step of the interaction is going to give you a visual image of what that step looks like, as well as any text that might be on that particular step. So I've got some text up here, for example, on this particular step. So this is a great way to output a Engage presentation to a client, for example, and let them give you some feedback on the visuals and on the text. So that's a little bit about publishing to each of the individual steps. One last thing that I'd bring your attention to here, on most of these steps, you see a properties area down here. And what this is going to do is, if you change your mind maybe towards the end here, you can go back and quickly change the Engage player. And we covered this in some prior tutorials, so you can always quickly come back and change the theme colors, the players, the playback mode, and also here the quality. So what quality do you want it to be published at in terms of the video quality, the audio quality, and image quality? So that's a little bit about publishing in Articulate Engage. If you have any questions about publishing, please join us at the eLearning Heroes community, and we will do our best to help you out. Stop by, ask some questions. No question too big or too small. We are there to help you out.